today we have the brand new EKKO 22A from Winnebago. This is actually a pre-production model. The idea behind the EKKO was, could we develop a motorhome capable of going off the grid for maybe 6 or 7 days and down to temperatures well below the freezing point? And that's where the EKKO comes from. So it's based upon the Ford all-wheel drive transit platform. It's been paired with the 3.5 liter EcoBoost and a 10-speed automatic transmission. One of the great things about this package is it has all of the safety and driving controls. So it has adaptive cruise, emergency stop, lane keep assist, tremendous, lot of other luxury cars have that type stuff, but Ford has paired that with this platform. One of the other really unique things that we did on this is through Ford, we're able to option in a 31-gallon gas tank. So if we're going off the grid, it's going to give us a little bit more time. As we kind of come down the side of the coach, one thing I will point out is these are not the actual wheels that will be on it. In production, you will have aluminum wheels that are powder coated to match the cab. You have 2 different exteriors available on the EKKO. You can also do a graphics delete. So if you want to have your vehicle wrapped or something like that. Standard production on an EKKO will have a 320 amp lithium battery and a generator. You can also do 2 lithium batteries in there. You can delete the generator. All of these also have a second alternator underneath the hood. So when you're driving down the road, it's charging these batteries back. So it gives you a tremendous amount of flexibility. Speaking of the generator, it's the new 2800 watt Onan super quiet. So it meets all of the national park requirements and everything. One of the other things that's really unique about the EKKO, and we use this in some of our other products as well, this one uses a 5-gallon cartridge toilet. Some people are a little concerned about it, but it gives you a lot more flexibility. So let me just show you. It's as simple as opening the door, you take the tank out, and then when you transport it to the dump station, it actually has a little set of wheels and an assist handle, so you can just carry it either to the dump station or the dump pit, or even at a roadside area down the toilet, and it simply locks back in place. So to a lot of people, maybe they were thinking, gosh, I don't want to have to carry that around. You see it has a built-in ability to wheel it to its final destination. This is the utility compartment. One of the other things that's really, really unique about this EKKO platform is this whole area is heated. So we have the heat on inside. On a cold day, it's going to duct warm air in here. This is your gray tank drain. You can also see that you're making the connections inside the coach. I'm not having to bend down. You'll have a outside shower, so you have hot and cold water out here. This is a very powerful system. It allows you to have just standard city water. But if we're really off the grid, it also allows you to pull water maybe out of a 5-gallon bucket, so to put into the fresh water tank. Probably the star of the outside of the EKKO is this huge gear garage, lighted and heated. There are very, very few motorhomes that have heated storage areas. So if you have a really nice bike, or maybe we're on an extended trip and we have food and water, we don't want to freeze. On the door, you have these Molly panels. You could easily attach stuff here with some bungee cords. It's probably be a great place, maybe on one side or the other, to hang your first aid kit. Maybe if you're climbing ropes, things like that. There are also tracks with mounts, both upper and lower in here. If you had a second, maybe refrigerator you could put out here, it's powered into the coach system. You have a big access panel out here. I know a lot of folks want to put bicycles in here. I think if you take the tire off, the front tire off, you can fit a couple of bicycles in here. While we're back here at the back of the EKKO, it does have a 5,000-pound towing capacity. And through Ford, this has the tow haul mode. One of the other things that's really unique on this EKKO is we're actually installing the blind spot monitoring on here. So just a little, if you're in traffic, it is a little bit bigger vehicle, maybe just make it a little more comfortable for somebody to drive. You have, again, access from this side of the coach as well. This uses the Truma AquaGo water heater, which gives us on-demand hot water. The other thing that we have is the smart LP system. A lot of times if we're out in a more rural setting or potentially in an area where we can't drive the coach to get it filled, we can almost always find a place that will give us a propane exchange. So that's kind of a nice feature. You can also just tap into the LP system if we had a grill. Now up on this side, right outside the main door, you have this large storage area. There is an option on this motorhome to do an outdoor kitchen. This coach just doesn't have one. There is also an option on this particular version of the EKKO to do a pop-up sleeping area upstairs. So for those, maybe if you needed to sleep 4 adults, it gives you some flexibility on that. A couple of other things, standard on all of the EKKOs are dual pane windows. They have the integrated screens and the shades on them. When you look at this entry door, this screen door is rather unique as well in that it's a metal door and it has a metal mesh on the outside and the bug screen on the inside. That way if maybe there's critters in the campground, you know, if we're really off the grid, maybe something trying to get in there, you don't have to worry about that. Maybe we're just gonna be away from our coach for a little bit. This panel will lock. You can actually lock your screen door using your door key. And if we're just gonna be a little ways away, we just don't feel like closing it up. A very solid insulated entry door. Again, we're trying to keep as much of the heat inside in the wintertime as we can. Of course, the automatic steps. Now we can go inside and take a look. Now, when we go back to talking about items in the cab, this is paired with the Ford Sync 3 system with the almost 9-inch monitor. It's a touchscreen monitor. It has the full nav. It also has Apple CarPlay and Droid Auto. The table can adjust up, down, in and out. Just one of those flexible things. You could either lower it down so the passenger could use it. You could swing it over here and use it for additional food prep area. The 2 seats here both have 3-point seat belts. You have car seat tethers. And again, this table will fold up against the wall if we just need an open area. Both of these seats will pivot all the way around. There's an additional booster cushion that goes on them to kind of raise them up. Again, trying to have as much flexibility in this coach as possible. Up in this area, as we're configured here, we have storage on both sides. You can get the optional entertainment center, which would give you the TV and a sound bar up in this area here. So, you know, it really just depends on how the customer wants to option their motorhome. And again, on the inside, you have 2 different interior packages, which will set the countertops, the cloth on the seats. One of the really unique things on the cabinets is they all have a positive latch. So when you're going down the road, you have to pull that out in order for it to open. But when you're loading them up, they have a magnet that holds it up in place. That way, you don't have to worry about the struts. It's all the way up and out of the way. Here, when you come up in the coach, you have all of your controls. Naturally, your house battery switch. You have all of your awning controls for the main awning. That awning also has a set of, you can control it off your phone. Has Bluetooth controls. One of the other things that, this has a 2,000 watt inverter. So this one is actually capable of running the air conditioner 4 different ways. So we can either be plugged in on shore power, we can be driving down the road and run it off the generator. With the second alternator turning, it can run the air conditioner without running the generator, or it can just run off the batteries for a period of time. On this particular coach, up on the roof, it has 455 watts of solar. That's standard. Now, if you do the pop top, it'll be a little bit less solar, but 455 watts. This is kind of your central control panel, just where you would start, stop the generator, turn on the water pump. Now, as far as your tank levels, one of the things that's really unique on this one is it reads in 1% increments. So just the most accurate reading. Most other tank measurements give you like in thirds or fourths, so it's really kind of hard to judge where you might be. These also have freeze warnings. One of the other things that's really unique about the EKKO is that all of your plumbing is mounted inside. It's hidden away back in the bed, so when we have the heater on, we don't have to worry about freezing or anything like that. You have a single bowl sink, you have a 2-burner stove, and again, the flexibility of swinging the lagoon table over to give you some additional food prep area. You do have a pantry right to the right and adjustable shelves. So really the customer can choose however they would like to configure their coach. Nice big overhead cabinet here. This comes with all of the curtains to block off the cab area. But one of the other really unique things, and you might have seen it out on the back part of the coach, if it's really, really cold or really, really hot, you can see this series of snaps here. This comes with an insulated blanket to separate the cab. So if maybe we were set up and for some reason we weren't going to use the seats up in the front of it, we have an insulated blanket that will block this area off. Just again, another one of those things we're really trying to extend the customer's usability of this really unique motorhome. Again, in the galley, you have drawers. Everything has the positive latch system. So again, the all-wheel drive, we assume that the customer is going to go places or attempt to go places in this where they wouldn't normally go. Here in the midship part of the coach, we have our bathroom, and this is probably one of the really unique features of this coach. It actually has a moving wall. Now, when you're looking in here, you have the lavy sink on the left, but on the right, the toilet actually pivots. So if you had kids or maybe somebody that's a little taller, that's kind of a unique feature on that. And then again, that goes into that 5-gallon cartridge. And for those who are asking, there is a gauge on the side of that to judge that tank. Now, you simply swing the wall over, and this is your shower. So many of the B vans out there have a wet bath, and when you're in the shower, you're basically having to sit on the toilet while you're taking a shower. That's why they call it a wet bath. Well, with this folding wall, it just gives you the ability to have a standing shower, and then it simply swings back into place and locks with magnets. It's really one of those things you need to come out and visit the dealership in order to get the full effect on it. So it really makes it kind of a unique setup. Back out here in the hall to the left, you have a 12-volt compressor-driven refrigerator. And you can see it does have a freezer compartment up in the top. And this one's probably about twice the size of what would be in your typical B van. You have the controls for your heat and air conditioner to the right. This uses the Truma heating system. It has 3 different levels, but the unique thing on this one is it's a 12-volt powered, so versus having to have a source of electricity. And then the air conditioning controls, even though this motorhome's only about 23 feet long, it is a ducted air conditioner, and that's the Coleman Mach 10 AC. So you can see the ducts up in for the air conditioner up in the ceiling, and the heat is ducted in as well, and it is a forced air system. They're down, and naturally the heat comes in down to the floor. Last thing we'll do is we're going to take a look back in the bedroom area. You can see that you have plenty of overhead cabinets. You have all kinds of power plugs. And again, those cabinets will do like the other ones will, in that when you open them up, the doors will stick to the ceiling with the magnets. This is kind of a flex bed area where you can use it as 2 twins, or if you flip the center cushion down, it'll make into one big bed. And then there's also storage underneath here. You can lift it up to access the storage. You can see that there's a hanging, so you can either put stuff in like that or from the side, just trying to make it as versatile as possible. And then the same thing on the other side. Again, you have this where it lifts up. Now, something that's really unique about this sleeping area is you can see underneath the mattress, those are Froley springs. Those are just kind of a European style. Those are designed to give you some support. And this mattress is one of the unique things from Winnebago. This is our Win sleep system. We actually manufacture this in-house, where it's got the deep freeze plus layer to kind of pull heat out. You have multiple layers of foam. So again, a lot of people always complain about their RV mattress. So we are actually making a premium mattress in-house, and then it just comes with a nice cover. So again, a very versatile motor home for those wanting to get away, wanting to camp in some extreme temperatures. So this is the EKKO. We have the ability here at McLean's. We're actually getting to see it well ahead of production. You'll see these coming out later this year, but we have it here at McLean's today for people to come out and take a look at it.